Oh man, that's a good fight too. Man, I think Jennifer Maia, I think she's gonna be able to get to the ground. I've never seen Valentina on the ground really, So I think Maia, she's a tough girl, and I think she's gonna do everything to get it to the ground. And then come out with a submission, As you can see, I'm kind of like the submission girl, So whenever I think that there's a chance for submission, I'm thinking like that's gonna happen.
Valentina, come on, yes. Shevchenko's got this for sure. I don't know anybody besides. I mean, even when she fought Nunes, was like controversial. So I've got Shevchenko for sure.
Jennifer Maia has been in many wars, and she's fought 5-round battles, like so many times she's had to go the distance, and she's been the distance in like pretty much every fight. I feel like she'll be able to take Valentina the distance, but I think Valentina's going to get the win.
Yeah, Valentina all day against pretty much anybody she faces. I think she's just like leaps and bounds against the competition above them. Maia looked good in her last fight, got that submission, but I don't think she's going to be able to have an easy time with Valentina taking her down or dealing with her style of striking. So Valentina, I'll go TKO on the feet.
Shevchenko.
Valentina. No explanation needed.
This could be a very tough fight. We saw Jennifer Maia look great in her last fight against JoJo. Of course, JoJo did take the fight in the last, short notice, but JoJo was in the gym training for a long time as well because she was getting ready for Valentina. I think Valentina's smart. She's gonna be fast. The thing where JoJo messed up with Jennifer, I think she was a little bit slow, and Jennifer Maia is bigger, she's thicker. I think that Valentina's going to be faster, she's going to be able to get away from a lot of things, and Valentina's going to be the champ again. I'm going to be the one that's going to take her out.
Man, nobody's beating Bullet. But, kudos for Jennifer for getting in there, shoot your shot. Man, she just doesn't make mistakes. She can wrestle, she's got jits, and we all know about her striking. And I think that, Jennifer Maia's missed weight 2 out of 3 times in her last 3 fights. She just doesn't have that output and that power that Shevchenko has. So the skill set, I don't think anybody in that division is even close to Valentina.
It's hard to count out Valentina. I trained with her one time, and she's a special woman, So like I think she's gonna be a Henry Cejudo. I think she's gonna win a lot of fights and maybe walk away from it. I mean, she's just so good. I would have liked to see her and Joe. I think Joe had a good style matchup for her too. Like Joe has a great ground, and she has that kickboxing style. And so I think that could have matched up well. You see Valentina and Joanna, but that was a great kickboxing matchup back and forth. So that's kind of what I was thinking that Joe and her would have been like, but with maybe a little bit more like grappling.
Oh gosh, yeah, man. Once you mention that name, dude, she's unstoppable at that weight class. I have the champ winning.
I can see this either being a decision for Valentina or maybe an upset with Maia, like a submission. 'Cause she's very talented. I think she's overlooked a lot, but especially with kind of steamrolling the number 1 contender like that, it was kind of a shocker for a lot of people. I feel like part of me just always wants to root for the underdog, so I always kind of pick on that side. But, there's a lot of skills on Jennifer's side that we haven't really seen Valentina pushed with like that. So I'd be kind of rooting for the underdog in that one.
I think that would be a shutout. No, Maia. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no. 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 I don't think she wins a round.
I think it's too soon for Valentina to be taken down. You got to wait a couple more years for. There's some up and comers that have the chance to, but right now I don't feel like Jennifer Maia is going to be the one.
Definitely Valentina. I think I could just see her Jennifer Maia likes to run in a lot for her punches, and I think she's just going to run right into a takedown and then on the ground. When I was on the ground with her, I don't think she didn't feel strong. We were only on the ground for a little bit, and I was able to just kind of push her off of me into a leg lock pretty easily. So, I see her trying to use her boxing and forward pressure on Valentina, and Valentina just using her counter striking to a takedown, and then taking it on the ground and either submitting her or ground and pounding.
Shevchenko, 100%. What's Maia gonna do? Outstrike her? No. And Shevchenko's looked awesome on the ground the last couple fights too. So Maia's a black belt, but it's like I watched Shevchenko warm up. One time she was in the same warm up workout room as us, and her sparring partner was shooting on her, and she was throwing kicks directly to his face and chest. I mean, the guy was all padded up, and he was shooting. Her timing on knocking people out when they shoot for a double is insane. So, yeah, I think she's going to be way too fast. We'll see, though. It's going to be interesting. Maia looked really, really good. Her striking did look awesome against JoJo. I think JoJo didn't even land a punch in that fight. Maia has looked really good, and we'll see. And I'm going to be watching that fight carefully with a lot of interest.
I think that Shevchenko is going to destroy Maia. I mean, I fought both, and of course, just because you can say that you beat one, lost another, one against it doesn't mean that stylistically they're going to match up. But just knowing how fast and how sharp Valentina is in her striking, I don't think that Maia's wrestling is there, that if she wanted to take her to ground to utilize her ground game, that she would ever have an opportunity to do that. I think that she's going to get picked apart by Shevchenko. And just like I've said before, I think she'll play with her in the first round, kind of give Jennifer Maia a false sense that she's doing well in the first, and the second to third she's gonna finish her out and knock her out.
Valentina's the best. I don't see anybody beating her right now. But yeah, Jennifer Maia, she's good. She looked good on the ground. So if she can get it to the ground, I'd be curious to see how the ground plays, because she is the black belt too, right? But Valentina, I've rolled with her, and she's the most strongest person on the ground. I couldn't move. I couldn't do nothing, So I'm curious to see if, it does end up on the ground and see how it goes. But I think Valentina 100%.
I don't think Jennifer Maia is not going to beat Valentina. However, on the Joanne Calderwood, I feel like Joanne almost ruined her shot at the title. She had that shot. She should have kept it. I mean, I can understand people taking short notice fights. They need the money. But she had her title shot secured. And I feel like the girls in the top are going to beat her. So she's not going to make it back up to the title unless she racks up some more wins. But she's got to get through Jennifer again, which she got submitted in the first round. And then, you got Chookagian, and you got and then you have Valentina. And then you also have Cynthia Calvillo. So, I mean, that's a pretty stacked little chunk of the division, and I don't see that happening again. But from Valentina's just so dominant. She's just dominant. So I don't believe that Jennifer will take that fight or take that title.
I think Valentina doesn't have any competition right now within the division. I think Jennifer Maia, of course, I knew her within Invicta when I first started there. She's a good fighter, but I don't think there's a match right now for Valentina.
Valentina for sure. I know Jennifer's super tough, but yeah, I don't think she has anything for her.
I had to go with Valentina for that. I mean, that lady is unstoppable. But other than Amanda Nunes, I just don't see anyone beating her anytime soon.
I don't think Valentina's going to be stopped anytime soon. Yeah, Valentina definitely.
Yeah, I think Maia really has to take her down, She has a really good striking and everything, but I think strategy-wise, it's a good thing that if she takes her in the ground, then she can actually, finish that fight. Not that it can happen in the striking, but I see Valentina dominating a little bit more with her distance. She has a really good sense of the distance, of the reach, of controlling a bit more her opponents. So definitely I feel like a good thing that Maia can do is go to the ground and finish. I think it's a great match to kind of test Valentina's ground, or test Valentina, and she's really good. She finished her last fight, if I'm not wrong, or 2 fights ago. But yeah, definitely I think it's gonna be a good matchup.
I can't bet against Shevchenko. I just can't. I can't bet against Valentina. She is an absolute monster. She's been destroying girls and destroying them at an alarming rate. So I'm going Valentina with that one.